Shalom. I'm going to entitle this video, Bodily Exercise Profiteth Little. That's a statement that the Apostle Paul made. And when he said bodily exercise, he was talking about exercise, you know. So he was acknowledging that doing bodily exercise profiteth, but it profiteth little, because he was comparing it to the spiritual exercise of studying the scriptures and doing his work. But anyway, I had just got a call from Elder Inop / Bishop Inop, one of the original brothers that came up, that has been in this thing for many years before YouTube. You know, he's been in this thing for 20 plus years, and he's into keeping in shape and exercising and whatnot. And what was it, last week? It was last week, it had to be last week. He had came over to the crib and he wanted to get his blood pressure checked, which I have a blood pressure monitor, which I should have even took it out. I might get it later. And it tells you it gives you your blood pressure, your heart rate as well. You know, your beats per minute. Because being in shape is based upon, I can know if you're in tip-top shape, if you're a boxer or MMA guy. Let's say I was a coach and you tell me that you're in tip-top shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check your blood pressure, and I'm going to check your heart rate. You know, there's other things you can check, but blood pressure and heart rate tells you a lot, whether you're in shape or not, what kind of shape you're in. What if you're eating right and you're exercising on a high level. You know, I can tell by just those two tests. Like, for example, if I do your heart rate, you're at the resting heart rate, and your heart rate is 96, 100, resting, then I know you're not in shape. But if you're in tip-top shape, like I saw witnessed the fight with Sean Porter fighting this guy from Germany, and I noticed in the 11th round, at the end of the 11th round, I noticed him going back to the corner with his father, because his father's nothing but a condition. You want to get into top condition, search out his father. His father is a supreme condition coach, and he has a gym. What the hell is it called? It's called a condition something performance center. I don't know if it's Sean Porter or his father's name or whatever, but they deal with hyperbaric chambers. They deal with weights. They deal with all kinds of stuff. So Sean Porter's father is a supreme condition coach. That's the man to get with if you want to get in tip-top condition. There was a video of his father in a Jeep, and his son Sean Porter was running in some mountainous region, and this dude was running up a hill, and it looked like it was hot, and he would run for maybe a quarter mile, then he would stop, then the father would come out and get the pads and work the pads with him. He had to hit them pads hard. I said, well, that'll get you in tip-top. Either do one or two things. It'll kill you or to get you in tip-top shape. So, you know, coming back to that fight over the weekend with Sean Porter against this guy from Poland, which this guy took an ass whipping. I had a lot of respect for that white boy. He took that ass whipping, man. He was in the fight for the first four rounds or so, but then after Sean Porter turned the gas up on this dude, and he started beating him down. But the dude didn't go down, and he really didn't get shook or rocked. So I said, well, this guy is all right. And I was thinking, if this man came to the States and what he should do is come to the States and get with Sean Porter's team, and he'll be a world champion. Anyway, like I said, when Elder / Bishop called me, he thanked me because I got him the blood pressure monitor. I went out and got it because I kept saying, I'm going to get it for him, because he asked me, can you check my blood pressure? So I said, well, he's really into it. So I said, I got to get him a monitor. I'm just going to get it for him. And one day went by, I didn't do it. Next day went by, I didn't do it. I believe it was Friday. Either it was Friday or Thursday. I said, the first thing I did when I got up, the first thing I did was go and get that blood pressure monitor, man. And I gave it to the brother. I said, give that to Elder / Bishop. So he just called me. So, I was doing most of the talking. He called me to say thank you. Then he kind of got me pumped up. Then I kind of got him pumped up. And then he was telling me how he checked his son's blood pressure. He checked his blood pressure. And like I said, he don't really understand the numbers, but I kind of showed him what the numbers. I said, when you see these numbers, you know where you're at as far as your blood pressure is concerned. And then I told him, I said, well, that's getting a blood pressure monitor is an investment. Now you can go to like a CVS or any of those stores that deal with pharmaceuticals, and you can get you a blood pressure monitor for like $20. The old-fashioned one, which they say is the best one, and then it goes up in price. It goes from $20 to $30, from $30 to $40, from $40 to $60, so from $60 to $80, from $80 to $100. So I was blessed to get him the best one that they had, which is I think it's called a Marion. I don't have it with me. I will show you it, but that's the best one to me to get. That's the one that I'm familiar with. And it takes you a little, not too long. It don't take that long, but it takes you a little while when you see them numbers. You get your blood pressure checked, and the doctors will tell you this means this and that means that, and they're all impressed. But once you get your own monitor, you're almost like a doctor when you become an expert on the blood pressure. So when you see them numbers, your systolic and your diastolic numbers, which is your systolic is your top numbers, and your diastolic is your bottom numbers, and you can look at them numbers and you can say, well, the bottom numbers are good, the high numbers are a little high, and it switches. Every time you do it, it's going to switch. You do it, it's going to be high. The next time you do it, you relax, it's going to be a little bit lower, and then that's when you're going to have to say, how do I get my blood pressure down? So we kind of went through it, and he already knows. He already knows, like he's all into, being in shape and knowing how to get in shape, and he's into conditioning. He works with his sons. But anyway, he was throwing a couple of things at me. He basically said that if you got fat around you, which I never looked at it that way, but it made all the sense in the world. He said, if you got fat on your belly, he said, that's basically a demon. He said, because fat, that's the thing that kills you, man. Fat works with your body, your immune system, and it brings your immune system down. That's why they said that COVID-19, if you're at high risk, if you're morbidly obese. But anyway, let me start running my mouth, and let me just show you the things that I drink that you brothers should be drinking, man. This right here is beet juice, and this is a particular company, but you can get there's a number of companies that make beet juice. When I say beet juice, I'm talking about raw 100% beet juice, and this right here is for health. This right here brings your blood pressure down. Hope you can see it. And what you want to do, now this is one company, but there's other companies that make this. And it's going to be a little pricey. Like this right here is, how many ounces? This is 25.6 ounces, which is 1.6 was it pints, 750 milliliters, and this would cost you about $4. So if I drink this, I might drink a third of it. Then the next day I might drink another third. So this might last me 3 days, or could last you 4 days. But this dramatically, when you do the studies, this dramatically brings your blood pressure down. And what I look at is non-GMO. Okay, this says non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free. You know, you look at those labels. You look at organic, certified organic. But this is one company, so there's many companies that make this. Another thing is, and I make a lot of green smoothies. This right here is organic pomegranate juice. And there's many companies that make this. If you go to like a BJ's, they have, the Palm Wonderful, which is good. It's going to cost you about $8, $9. This right here is about $5, $6. But this is pure 100% pomegranate juice. As you can see there, USDA organic. And this right here also brings your blood pressure down dramatically. Beet juice brings your blood pressure down, because what it has in it is NO, which stands for nitric oxide. That's the thing that brings your blood pressure down. Another thing is good is turmeric. And this is sold in a lot of supermarkets where you got your natural, and it should be, okay, right, it's organic. See, it's organic. This might cost you $5, $6, and this will last you. I put this in my smoothies, and this right here, turmeric, is good for what do you say? You know, this is alkaline, man. You know, people. You ever see people with their backs bent down low, or they're walking with a cane and their knees hurt, and they looked all like they're in pain? Well, their body is acidic. If they would turn around and change their life around, and ate things that are alkaline, all those things would disappear. And one thing you got to cut down on is a lot of meat. Now, I was watching this video on Netflix, and everybody should watch this video. I did a video on it before when I first saw it, maybe about a year ago, called Game Changers. And every time I watched that video, I said, man, I got to stop eating meat. I got to stop eating meat. You know, although you're going to eat meat sometime, you got to eat meat on the Passover. Okay? Another thing is cinnamon. Cinnamon this is what they say. This is not medical advice. I got to say that. That's a disclaimer. This is this is kosher, non-GMO, organic. And this is Ceylon cinnamon. Now you have your regular cinnamon that you buy, which you could use that too. But Ceylon is supposed to be better. This is actual cinnamon sticks. All right? You can make a tea out of this. When the elder, Malcolm McCain from Chicago, this had to be back in 2011, 2012. And he said he was drinking coffee because he's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner and an instructor. He's a black belt, and he said he drink coffee. So I said, you can't be drinking coffee, Doc. I said, try some of this, and I had made some cinnamon tea, and I gave him a cup of it, and he said, this is good. I mean, if he's drinking that coffee, he got to stop drinking that coffee. He got to go. He got to start doing them green smoothies. Oh, and another thing, I didn't show you this. This is an Acme juicer, Supreme Acme juicer, which I purchased this back in 1977, 76 or 77. I was a young man. I was a boy when I got this, and this still is good today. So we're talking about 76, 86, 96, 2006, 2016. We're talking about almost 50 years. This thing still works. And what I do is primarily I'll get fresh organic celery, and I'll put it through the juicer. So it'll be half celery juice and it'll be half beet juice. And then I'll just drink it. And this is what I do when I do my 3-mile walk. Well, I've been doing 2.5 miles to 3 mile, and I call it a walk run because I'll run and walk. I'll run for about almost a quarter of a mile, then I'll walk a little bit, then I'll run, then I'll walk. Because I don't have to just run 3 straight miles. I mean, if you're young, you can do that. I mean, 3 miles is nothing. You can build up to 3 miles. You can build up to 4 miles. So that's another one. This right here, this is what I drink. This is the only water I drink. And there's other waters out there on the market that claim that they're better. But this is the thing that Floyd drinks it. Floyd Mayweather and other athletes drink it. They swear by it. Essentia, which is supposed to be 9.5 pH. And there's a way you can check your pH. Your pH should be about 7.5 and up. So they're saying that the pH is 9.5. So if you're sick, you bring up your pH. Another thing I drink is, okay, good. This is a non-GMO. This is coconut water. Before I do my run, walk, or workout, I do my coconut water. I'll take a swig of that. I'll count to 20. I'll drink and I'll count to 20. And I don't know if that's equivalent to 20 ounces or 16, 15 ounces or whatever, but I count to 20. Also, I drink my green juice, my green smoothie, which has a lot of good things in it. And this is another thing, pomegranate juice, which also contains nitric oxide, which brings down your blood pressure. And like I said, I told Elder Bishop Anap that Jake gets stroked up. You see motherfuckers with their hands all messed up and they limping funny, and you can see the whole side of their body all messed up. They can't use it. They're on the cane. That's because of high blood pressure. You see, Jake just eat. In the hood, you know what they got in the hood? They got junk for you to eat. Them chicken spots and deep fried chicken and burgers. Jake eat a lot of junk. Jake eat a lot of junk. Even this chick, Cardi B, she was talking about a woman's pee being dried because I think she said how did she say it? She said something about a pH balance or something like that. Well, that's true. These Jake women that you get with, man, they're all messed up. They're all messed up, man. Oh, when I do my run walk, you know how I mostly see? Edomites. The people that I always see running or walking or biking is Edomite men and Edomite women, especially Edomite women, man. Especially Edomite women. The Edomite women, man, they stays in shape, man. They be going to the gym. They do all these supplements, and then they run. Then they walk. And some of these Edomite chicks, man, they be just running, man. They'll be running 4 miles and don't take no break. They just be running. And then you see Edomite men doing the same thing. But the people that most likely are so-called in the shape are a lot of Edomites. You rarely ever see Jake out there. You might see a Jake dude out there and you hardly ever see, seeing one of our women out there running or race walking, walking fast, walking at a big pace. Seeing that is like seeing a damn UFO or a blessed UFO. See, our women, they're lazy, they're out of shape, they're suffering from diabetes, they're suffering from high blood pressure, they're suffering from a lot of things, man. They're anemic because they lack iron in their blood. Our woman is all effed up. Our woman is all effed up. Anyway, I said I was going to do this a while back, so I finally did it. When he called, I told him, I said, look, I'm going to do it. I said, as soon as I hang up, I got excited. I said, I'm going to do a video right now. So I'm doing it right now. And with that, I'm going to say shalom and so on to the next one. Shalom. I hope this is edifying. And watch that movie, Game Changers. Watch that movie on net. It's on Netflix. You know you got Netflix. Watch that documentary called Game Changers. You'll get into it. With that, I'm going to say shalom.